I've been posting for over a year now, and at the beginning I was struggling to post videos regularly, but now it's just automatic and I can't help myself. So I post 2 videos a week, but right now I'm even posting 30 videos a week. Or 30 videos a month, sorry. So this is my framework of how you can be just as consistent and not make it so hard on yourself to just post videos. It doesn't need to be hard. You don't need to spend hours and hours making videos. So the very first thing that you're going to have to do is find a schedule which you can stick to. Maybe it's going to be once a week, maybe it's going to be once every other week, which you will have to at least be posting once a week, but at the beginning, maybe it's going to be once every couple of weeks. So find something that you can do consistently and not ever miss a day. And we're going to get into the steps of how to do it, but that's the very first thing that you need to do. If you can't help yourself, but just there's going to be a time and a date where you have to start, and you're going to have to do this every week if you choose every week. So every Tuesday there's got to be a video out, so you can't make it any other way. Once you've decided on how many times you want to post, if it's every couple of weeks, you'll need to eventually cut it down to at least once a week. Once a week is fine. I do twice, and now I do it every day for this month, and I'm going to probably go back down to twice a week. So make sure that you have that in your mind. Then you want to make it a schedule of when you're going to do the actual stuff. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to find ideas to make your videos. So just not ideas that just come out of your mind, but ideas that you can see that they've worked in the past for other creators or maybe yourself. Something that actually works. So you're going to have to find ideas. You're going to need time to film your videos. You're maybe going to find some time to edit, which we'll talk about later on. You're going to have to find some time to upload the video, film, all of that stuff. Everything that comes into a video, you know what to do. So now that you've got all these in mind, when are you going to actually do it? Because if you pick a time and a date where you know that you're going to have some free time, if you have kids, maybe that's when they're sleeping. If you work at a 9-to-5 job, it's probably going to be when you come back or before work if you're comfortable with that. But you're going to have to find a time and a date where you can film every single week if you choose every single week. So that's going to make it simpler, because it's just like going to a job. If you go to a job and you have to film or you have to do your job at a certain time, you're going to be there. It's going to be the same for YouTube videos. You're going to have to be there. It doesn't matter if you're sick, if you're tired, if you didn't sleep well, you're going to your job. Well, the same thing is going to happen on YouTube when you want to film YouTube videos. So that's why you need to find a specific time, a specific date, and also a specific place. So I film here, right here, which is fine for me. It just works. I know that I can film here regularly. That's all right. Maybe it's going to be filming in your car. Maybe it's going to be filming outside. But you need to find a place where you can actually film. And if you do film outside, you probably need a space inside, because some days it's going to be too hot, sometimes it's going to rain, sometimes it might snow. It doesn't really snow here, but where you are, it might. So there's going to be some outside factors that you can't control. So make sure you also have a spot inside, and that could be your car. Now that we've got all of that out of the way, there's going to be a problem, because most YouTube creators that you see, and especially the last before 2 or 3 years, it took them 10 hours a day to edit their videos, and it might take you 10 hours a day to edit your videos. That's the most consuming part of anything. Well, if you try to have everything in your mind when you first start filming, it's going to be easier. You don't need to script your videos. I have bullet points and I probably won't even look at them, because I'm trying to do this as efficiently as possible. The more simple your work is, the easier it's going to be to put out YouTube videos. If you have every video that's scripted word for word one, it's going to take you a ton of time to script. Then you're probably going to have to read your script a ton, so that's a lot of time editing. And you're probably going to have to remember, and this is not really you speaking, so you might have to redo the take 10 times before you actually get it right. But when you do this off the cuff, just like I'm doing now, you have an idea in mind, you have bullet points in mind, and you might have bullet points written down, which you can look at. But if you make it simple like that, all you have to do is cut out the very long blanks, or the time that you're looking at your script, which won't be too many times. It's all just going to make it so easy. For me, it probably takes me 10 minutes longer than the actual length of the video. So if a video is going to be 30 minutes, it's probably going to take me 40 minutes to edit, maybe even 35. And if it's 10 minutes, it's probably going to take me 12 minutes to edit. Because there's so many stuff that I can just let it run, and I might have to cut out a few things where I'm hesitant, I repeat myself, or I have blanks. But really, it's going to be really quick. And if you make a one-take video, it's going to be even faster. You just cut the beginning, cut the end, and that's it. And that's how you stay super, super consistent, because you don't have to do much. And this is exactly what I'm doing in this video. I'm just speaking my mind and telling you how I actually do things. So the more simple it is, the easier it's going to be to get your video. And also, you need to realize that the perfection is the enemy of consistency. Consistency is probably the most important part of making YouTube videos. So if you try to make your videos perfect, and I might stumble upon my words, I might have to think for a bit, or I might not pronounce something like I should. All of these things are just things that you could just say, well, it's on there and I'm going to post it, which is what I'm doing. Or you could say, I need to redo this, it's not right. I'm going to refilm it, I'm going to re-edit it, maybe I'm going to cut out some stuff. But the more real you are on camera, the more people are going to be attracted to that. And also, you're going to spend way less time doing that. Like, editing shouldn't take you a ton of time. I see a ton of people that say, well, and this might be you, my editing takes me forever, and it used to take me forever. But now it just takes me 5 minutes more than I said 10 minutes, it's not really 10 minutes, it's like 2 to 5 minutes more than the length of the video. So it can be a really short amount of time, and if you don't have that much time because you do outside stuff and you have life that's going on, then you can do this. And there's a link in the description which might be free. At the time of filming this, there's still 5 spots left for me to help you out with your YouTube channel in exchange for a testimonial. So it's 100% free. You just click the first link in the description and I'll help you out with any questions you have about YouTube, your channel, how you should take your channel, whatever. If it says paid, well then you probably will have to pay. At the time of filming this, it's alright. By the time this video comes out, it might not be free anymore, but right now it is. So that's just a small thing that I wanted to add. But the more simple you keep your videos, the easier it's going to be consistent. Because if you look at some of the big YouTubers, they have a team, so it's going to be easier for them to film. But if you don't have a team, just like me, I do everything myself. And so the more simple it is, the better. And when you actually get a team later on, if you want to get a team, then you want to still keep it simple, because one is going to be simple for them, but also that keeps it real, that keeps your videos real. If you're trying to entertain people, it's going to be different. You might need a team. But if you're an information channel where you're giving tips and tricks, it's going to be completely different. It's just a matter of keeping it simple. Once you choose how many times you want to post every month or every week, so don't try and stretch yourself out too much. If you can't do 2 videos a week, don't post 2 videos a week. It will come later on. So choose something that you can do for a very, very long time. And if it's more than once a week, or if it's less than once a week, sorry, you'll need to eventually cut it down to actually post once a week, because otherwise your channel will take longer to grow. But if you can't at the beginning, that's all right. Just post once every other week, and then you'll figure it out, and it will be simpler. Find out when and how you're going to film. So where you're going to film, also when you're going to film, at what time, what day, and what time you're going to edit. I do everything the same day, so I'll find the ideas, I'll find the bullet points that I need to make, what I want to say in the video. That's one day. The next day I'll film the video and be all done and dusted. So because I'm making one video every single day this month, I'm actually doing this twice. So I have a whole day where I'm doing ideas for 2 videos, and then I'll film 2 videos, which is different to that. I'm only posting 1, but that's a different story, which probably isn't that interesting. But if you get that together and you find your ideas and then you film your videos and you edit the same day, then it's going to be so easy. It doesn't take me 10 hours to do this. Like, to make a video, it probably takes me an hour, a whole video. That is the scripting, the bullet points, the ideas, the filming, the editing, and that's it. It only takes me maybe an hour, probably less than that. So all of these things is just to say that the more simple you keep your videos, the more it's going to be easy to stay consistent, because you're not bothered about maybe this didn't sound right. Well, it's not perfect, it's never going to be perfect, so just put the video out. If you're doing this and you're keeping it as simple as possible, then your videos will be so much more consistent, and that's how you grow a YouTube channel. Now, if you're not getting actual views on your YouTube videos, then watch this video, because I actually help you with that. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.